Good morning, everyone. I'm going to call this meeting to order for the Polk County Board of Commissioners for Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. All commissioners are present. Announcements are on the agendas. Extra copies are on the table near the door. First item up is for comments for items not on this agenda. Okay, hearing none. Next item is approval of the agenda.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, pass unanimously. Approval of the minutes from September 3rd.
Also move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, passes unanimously. Approval of the consent calendar.
I'll move approval.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, pass unanimously. Length of service awards, Mr. Hawkins.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Today we're here to recognize 3 employees with Polk County, and I'm going to start with the 2 that are not present here today. So for 10 years of service to Polk County, we'd like to recognize Jennifer, sorry, I'm used to calling her Jennifer Arell with our behavioral health department. Next, we would like to recognize Deputy Christopher Younger, who is being recognized for 10 years of service. And last but not least, we would like to recognize Mr. Austin McWiggin for 25 years of service to Polk County. And before we clap, I'm going to point out a couple of things. So Austin, when asked, so our HR department does a good job of asking people, once they get to the 20 and 25 year mark, they get an award of some kind. And he let them know that he did not think that money should be spent on department heads. So that's fine. We went ahead and still got all this
Oh, my goodness.
that he can share with all of his staff. So
They will appreciate that.
Austin, come on down.
Very cool.
Healthy food in there.
Thank you, Matt.
Absolutely.
25.
Thank you, Morgan.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
He's a rookie.
Just 10 to go.
Just 5 to go.
Just 10 to go.
Not in this economy, Austin, sorry.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate working here. It's,
Yeah, speech.
you know, I took a gamble on Polk County and it was one of the best investments I've ever, made in my entire life. I can't walk away from this place. It's been the consistent leadership here. It's just been fantastic. I mean, when I was a kid, the goal was to get a job with good benefits that you can work at forever, right? And I accomplished that. I mean, I'm 5 years away from getting there, so.
You can't count your chickens.
Yeah, you can't count your chickens before they're hatched, but I mean, this is the American dream. Like, it doesn't happen anymore, very often. And the fact that the culture here in Polk County, really supports that, just makes me proud to be here. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Austin.
Okay.
I'll look that up. Yeah.
Don't let him hurt.
You need a hand truck?
Don't let him hurt his back.
That's very good.
Oh, come on, take something. You worked for us for a long time.
All right, next up is a transitional housing discussion. Mr. Hanson.
Well, not necessarily a discussion. Before you is a contract for transitional housing for the fiscal year. This is a program that is utilized by community corrections. Unfortunately, in this county, we really only have one option for transitional housing, and it's just for men. This is with the River of Life House in Dallas. So our options are very limited in the ability to find transitional housing. Over the years, we've been looking or trying to entice others to come into the community and provide that service. We've yet to find additional providers, so this is the only game in town, and I would recommend that we move forward with this contract. Currently, we're without a contract, and it's necessary to have a contract for this service. If and when we want to switch during this period of contract. There are 30-day outs on anything if we want that, to exercise that option. So again, I'd recommend signing the contract and moving forward with this kind of service. It's a service that is provided by almost every county in the state if available. So,
In the drive.
oh, happy to answer any questions. Jody would be here, but she's at the Community Correction Directors meeting and found that to be more valuable so she can beat up on the state and their lack of funding.
So I'm not seeing the contract unless I'm missing something.
I have not seen any of it.
Is it the same one that we looked at a little while ago?
Yes, there's no changes.
Okay,
We've just yet to sign the contract in that. It's $2,700 a month for that service, or $32,400 a year.
How many beds?
I believe they have 5, but I don't know that for sure. Jody would, but
How long have we had this contractor?
5, 7 years at least.
And what would a performance review look like?
I don't believe there's been any real issues with them in the providing. They used to have 2 houses and they didn't have enough attendance in those. So we reduced the contract to 1 house and they've been providing that and it's almost always full. So those are the things I know for sure.
I just think that it's appropriate that, we're renewing a contract, updating, that we at least ask for, what's the performance been like? And I have no objections to these folks. I haven't heard anything, but I just think that it would be standard practice for this board while signing a contract or renewing one to say, well, we've been at least 5 years. What's it look like? How are we doing? Are there any corrections or anything that we should caveat to signing? Or what's the discussion been like in that regard? So.
Right, no, to my knowledge, there's been no real issues at the provider. And
I read it over.
Okay.
so, it is the only option we have at this moment. So, and we are still utilizing it without contract, and it's really necessary if the county wants to make a change or has Jody comes before you requesting a new provider in that. Like I said, there's a 30-day out, either by mutual agreement or unilaterally. So 30 days notice and you switch services if you desire. So
We have 4 beds for 3,700 a month,
It is more.
2,700,
2,700 a month.
32,400.
I want to say there's 6.
There's at least 5, there may be 6.
Yeah.
That's a great deal. I mean, for
Well,
literally,
Compared to renting a jail bed, compared to renting a juvenile bed, geez. Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, as we're moving forward with the contract, I did read it when it was on our agenda previously, but do agree with Chair that you do have some sort of analysis of how many folks served, outcomes.
Right.
So with that in mind, I will move to approve the contract.
second that.
okay, been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, passed unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Hanson. Okay, next up is a discussion about a letter of support along with Marion County. Mr. Smith.
Thank you, commissioners, members of the board. This is a request from Marion County. I received it from their legal counsel. Marion County is currently engaged in a declaratory relief action in federal court related to a conflict of laws between federal authority for immigration enforcement versus state sanctuary law requirements. In specific, it relates to some administrative subpoenas that Marion County had received from Department of Homeland Security related to some immigration proceedings they were, I believe, enforcing. And it's the opinion of Marion County and myself as well that there is a conflict between federal law and state law for what information can be shared with immigration authorities with our current sanctuary law status in Oregon. So Marion County essentially preemptively initiated a declaratory relief action against both the federal and state government, more or less asking for clarity on how the two legal systems can coexist. And as in conjunction with that, they have been asking for others to sign on for letters of support, not necessarily supporting one outcome versus the other, but simply requesting that the court and the parties to the proceeding take time to fully develop essentially a process or a system going forward for how we can resolve these issues into the future. So that they have requested that we sign on to a letter that is directed to both the Attorney General of Oregon and the United States Attorney General, asking for a clarification between the nuances of the two potentially conflicting laws and to provide guidance going forward. So again, it doesn't request any form of relief one way or another, simply asking for, a clarified nuanced position so that we know what to do going forward with the potential conflict between these two laws. So with that, I will leave it to the board unless you have additional questions.
I do have a clarifying question.
Yeah.
Is the Attorney General named on the state side in the motion for declaratory relief? Or I know it's the Attorney General of the United States.
Sorry, yeah, it is the actual named defendants in the case are Tina Kotek, Christy Nome, and Todd Lyons. But the letter itself we're asking to sign is directed towards Dan Redfield and Pam Bondi.
Okay.
As the parties are essentially the representatives of those named defendants.
I personally feel this is something we need to do, just having our two entities that we're supposed to be following. And both of them have conflicting laws. And no matter which way we move as a county, we are wrong. So they gave us an impossible task to follow. So just based on that, I suggest that we support and sign on with the letter.
Okay. Mr. Gordon? Anything you want to say further?
No?
Okay, you're not going to second.
What's that?
You're not going to second the
Oh, I can
motion.
second it to get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. All right, it's been moved and seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And any opposed?
Nay.
Okay, so there we have it. The ayes have it. And we will move forward with that accompanying letter of support. Do we have a need for an executive session?
No, sir.
Okay, any other further business to come before this board?
Sir.
Hearing none, we're adjourned.